the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
And I don't want to waste time. I can find the spot, but there was a little stumble somewhere. Okay, I think Prince Harry has a crush on his wife, a novel thing for a British royal. Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, at the UN for the Nelson Mandela International Day. Prince Harry saw a whole bunch of hashtags. Look at his face every time he looks at Meghan, that little baby face. All right, there's this. Me responding, I think so too. British royal don't recognize human affection. It's foreign to them. Sneaking around, seeing mistresses seems preferable to them. That's me. This right there, I didn't know I had 20 like on that. Okay, she's on fire. There's this. Oh, God. You guys should see that video that I have the thumbnails of this. Oh, my goodness. I was like right in front of us. Okay, he always look at her like he hit the 191 million euro jackpot. There's this here. That tiny distance for Meg is way too much. That tiny distance for Megan is way too much. Okay, hey, you two in the gallery, stop flirting and pay attention. Yep. And I said it too. Megan knew. Look at the smirk on her face. She knew he was looking at her. So there's something that probably when she does that drive him nuts in a good way. When I say drive him nuts, in a good way. So when they get to the hotel, he could release all the energy he's having here. I'm just saying, okay? All right, there's this. Harry said Meghan was his soulmate. The Rangers. Oh my God, the squad or something. I love it when he kept grabbing her legs and she will move it and clasp his hand. He will break free and grab her leg again. It was such a sweet moment between soulmates. Yep. She is trying to say, wait till we get indoors. Wait until we get to the hotel. I think so too. Never in his wild dream he will have imagined meeting someone like Megan. Yep, because it's to those freaking stupidity mindset his family have created around the world. Separation. You're not supposed to be this because of this color. You're not supposed to be that, this and that, social class. So prevent people from moving freely to meet the right connection. And this is why we have so much divorce, because there's so much restriction. People are not moving freely to meet the right people for their life that they're supposed to meet. All right, 6 years and counting. That is some serious adoration. There's this. The House of Windsor is full of great love stories through history, including Charles and Camilla. What the hell?
I am here for it.
What evidence did you have that their relationship was continuing even though you were married?
A woman's instinct is a very good one.
Is that all?
Well, I obviously had knowledge of it.
From staff?
Well, from people who minded and cared about our marriage, yes.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Prince Charles expected his butler to keep visits to Camilla a secret from the princess.
Paul just turned around to him and said, well, are you expecting me to lie for you, Your Royal Highness? And Prince Charles said, well, yes. Yes, I am.
Are you freaking kidding me? This is where the derangers are including their nonsense. I think people are salty that this generation great love story is Harry and Meghan and not William, not Kate and William. That's their problem. They're doing stupidity. Good people with good mind don't praise stupidity. But those idiots, they want to do stupid things and they want to be praised. So they're not going to get that. Next tweet. Okay, I understand Prince Harry and his wife obsession so well. I will be loving up on her too all day, every day. I mean, that's the crying face. Yeah, she looked really beautiful there. Yep, there's this. Okay, we love them in Africa. Love and light all the way from South Africa. Amazing and very inspirational speech. Okay, so beautiful, so pretty. He making sure his wife feels love, unlike his mom. Great man. She brings beauty to another level. Yeah, she really is beautiful. That look at Harry, that's contentment. That's right. Now that's one beautiful woman, both inside and out. Literally, black Amex of face card. It'll never decline. She's positively stunning. She is simply stunning. Love, she's not wearing much makeup. She never was. I haven't been following her too long, but from pictures even before Mary and so, she was very simple. She knows what she's doing when it comes to dressing up, the elegance, the simplicity of things. Yeah, and I think Dior is one of those brands that shows less is more, this kind of thing. Less is more. Okay, 2 strong, beautiful lady. Okay, 2 strong, beautiful ladies. I am certain we'll hear from them soonest on the matters they are both working on. All right, score big time. There's that. Next tweet. Okay, I want to finish all the tweets that I have here so I don't create another video, but I might divide whatever I'm recording here. Harry settled down, fell in love, started a family, worked hard to develop his charitable projects, and he grew as a person. The ones who discouraged that process felt threatened because they couldn't keep up with him. They are still standing in the exact place where he left them. Yeah, the thing is that Harry told them, use Meghan, move to the 21st century, be positive, use Meghan as a positive way to do things different. But they said no, they're not gonna change. You have Princess Anne, who's literally went on Vanity Fair and said they're not willing to change. The young world wants to do things so different and all of that. As much in many other videos, Princess Anne is letting us know exactly how it is. We have to respect them. Respect her for that. She's not going around the bush, because working, putting a facade of things that you're not really are, is hard work. All right, she's letting people know she's not willing to change, but people want change. The position that Princess Anne is, it's working for her. Okay, she's benefiting from it. I'm not, the reason I'm praising her is not because I agree with her. It's just the fact that we know who she is. So she's not putting a front like the other royals who's pretending they're humble, they're doing charitable work, and meanwhile they're doing stupid things in the background, working with bags of money and doing also crazy stuff. She's telling you how it is, so you take her as face value. She tells you who she is, you do that. The other ones are being snakes. You have to dig deeper to find out exactly what they're doing, and they're taking you for a fool. So the position, the institution, the establishment, the way the laws and everything is set is working for them. So they don't want to change. Alright? So we need to make the right decision, be informed with the right information, and to make proper decision. So the establishment, the recycle system, where the institution, which is the government, are putting people into poverty, and then the royal family pretend that they're helping people out of poverty. Meanwhile, they're doing stupid things in the background. Some of the charities is closing down and all of that. And then you have the royal rats, the media, confusing people, putting false information so people cannot make the educational decision to move out of the poverty that they are in. So the system is working perfectly for Anne. Okay? It's working for her. So she doesn't want it to be changed. She's benefited from it. So we, knowing what we know now, is the facade of all of this, the recycle system. We need to change that. And this is happening as well in the US in a different form. But majority of people are fighting too. All right, so that's that. Let's see here. Egg said he will always choose Meghan. What? He just thought Meghan would choose herself and leave Harry behind. Okay, I'm a bit confused with that. When they left, the real fun started. Royal family decided to follow Egg's suggestion on what to do next. All his suggestions fell, and Betty will die knowing Egg can lead a Boy Scout troop. Okay, I'm a little bit confused here. Egg said he will always choose Meg. Okay, he will always choose Meg. He just thought Meg would choose herself and leave Harry behind. What does he mean by choose Meg? When they left, I guess for Meghan to leave, I don't know. When they left, the real fun started. That's when Harry and Meghan left the royal family. That's where they started doing their own thing. And, royal family decided to follow Egg. And this is the thing I always say. Sometimes, all the time pretty much, when the royal family, one of them make a stupid mistake, okay? None of them, this sort of cracked my interpretation of that, where I said when one of them do something stupid, and there's none in the royal family to stop them, to say, no, this is not a good decision. But instead, they all align themselves with that stupidity. But come to find out, during the, the security thing, I come across some articles where I think was that guy, Young, okay, who's directing the royal family into stupidity, all right? Well, knowing that the father chooses him to replace the good courtier, but knowing that Edward and Anne thought that Young was a bad decision, okay, and the fighting between the royal family and Edward saw that. They wanted them to fire Young because, remember, Anne liked the position that she's in. She saw Young is dividing the family, which will stop Princess Anne from having that free money, the privilege, and all of that. So she warned them. She warned the two top who should make the decision for the rest of the family to get rid of this guy. But they didn't listen. But Charles, who is so freaking dumb, okay, because he is directing. He get the weaker. That's what's the term the article used? The weaker courtier who could do as he pleased, because the one that was before Young was very strong-minded and was protecting the queen and the institution. So Charles and Andrew did not like it. So these two, Charles and Andrew, fired at courtier and put Young in. And this is where all the problems started. Okay, but Anne and Edward saw it differently and said, nah, he's causing division. Maybe Charles is directing Young to create that division because I guess he's able to benefit from it. I don't know. But anyway, go back to some of my old videos that have the security issues and stuff like that. A lot of articles come out that explains what I'm talking about. All right, Prince Harry is living proof that when you know better, do better. Exactly. They hated that he grew up and changed because the contrast shows clearly that they have not. That's right. Okay, never mind egg. I wonder how Charles feels about his 2 new Dianas. That's a good one. That's a good one. He's got to be planning something. Hey, that since 2020 for some of my new subscribers, there's a video that I have. I think I call it It Has Been Done Before. All right. I saw it from the get-go. And the main culprit, Harry needs to be very extra careful. Well, all of them, but the brother. The brother was the backstabbing.
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
Has been, as we know, is that the Mail on Sunday had the ruling against them in February, and they were then appealing it. So it was lawyers from the Mail on Sunday who would have approached Jason Naff, knowing that these emails and messages existed. That would have been the point, unless, I mean, the most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate, and clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated with those lawyers without their definite knowledge.
Okay, go watch that video because that was way before we knew what we know now. Okay, he's got to be plotting something to draw them back in. The remainders haven't had a seat at the table since they left. They're like spectators with VIP seats. The rest of the royal family, that's what she's saying. The Kate, the Anne, the Edward, they're just spectators with VIP seats, but they haven't really joined the table to make proper decision. She's right. That comment is right. Let's see here. There's one response to that. Charles got rid of Diana, and now 2 more have sprout up. That is true. I'm telling you, the squad are funny. Okay, they don't understand that God has something better for Harry than getting drunk, shooting things, and looking down on others. They weren't meant to go where God is taking him. Often, to reach your destiny, you have to leave some people, things behind. Yep. Amen. My pastor has preached on this topic. All right, spot on. And I always feel like material stuff is like a load of stuff. And that was, I don't know if I mentioned in any of my podcasts, where if somebody have 4 or 5 cars, okay, material stuff, and then there's a fire, which one of the cars will you take? All right, so there's no reason to be piling up. I mean, I understand people work hard for their money. They could splurge on whatever they want. But sometimes you have to think, if there's a fire, which one of those cars will you drive? Maybe you make the decision, the one that has the most gas to take you further. I don't know. Okay, can't help but think of that ridiculous piece. Meghan, please don't make Harry choose between you and us. Okay, so that was something that was on the tabloid or some such nonsense. There was no choice, and they knew it. Yeah, it was quite easy for him to drop the dead weight. Oh my God, the squad have ways of putting things. Yeah, Harry and Meghan wants to move forward, but the dead weights were holding them back. Dead weight. The funny thing is, it wasn't Meghan that made him choose. That's right. The media and some members of the royal family did. That's right. They make the choice so much easier for him. He already knew where he found his soulmate. Like I said, maybe this is my answer where I keep on saying, before we knew they were dating, that they already set their soulmate, I guess. Maybe that was my answer. Yeah, before the royal family, the media knew they were dating, Harry already knew where he found his soulmate. So as soon as the media know, and that's why he quickly did what he had to do, put on the ring and to the altar and pop up those babies and say, you're stuck with me, you're not going anywhere. All right? If they were fair and stop printing lies, they will still be there. Yeah, because I was surprised to see that Meghan was willing to still stay there. Yeah. Let's see here, 100%. To avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Albert Hubbard. Okay, yes. They also resent him not staying in his place, sort of the jealous neighbors when you get something new, and they absolutely hate his access to the American deep pockets. Yep, and this is why they're trying to smear. We have to, for Americans, be on the lookout for, I think, NBC. Oh, people are up. Oh, shit, it's already 7. We have to look for this media, NBC. And ABC, we sort of have an idea, but NBC is going out of this world to smear them in a way. So be on the lookout for that. All right, that's the truth. Harry's story is an example of being independent. He's always wanted to go and fly his wing, while the rest were comfortable with what they had. That's right, Princess hasn't told us that. All right, Harry's passion to find himself lead him to Meghan, who was already making name for herself. Title, position don't define you. A man define a title. You know, when they're sending him to around the world, maybe their intention wasn't meant to do good for Harry, but Harry find the good in that. When they sent him to do engagement, do different things and all of that. So Harry was able to grasp and learn through those people's eyes, the experiences that they were telling him. He even said that in the Obama Foundation.
How do you understand it to begin with? How do you know that that's a part of your destiny?
Well, we don't, put it this way, we don't all sit in a room with a queen and a blackboard going. It's a kind of, I don't know, I think it's, I wouldn't say it's in our blood, but at the same time I think it's over history and watching our parents, watching our grandparents, and just learning our way through that process. But I think, yeah, I think my understanding of service and duty became really, really ingrained, or it was given to me by my service in the military, because that's what it's all about. And you're taking young people from some of the most deprived cities and towns across the UK for the British Armed Forces, and I know it's the rest for the rest of the world as well. But you're taking some people who've had some really, really hard upbringings and hard backgrounds, and you're training them to be ambassadors. You're training them to be fighters, but you're training them to be brothers in arms with each other as well. And I think that's an incredibly powerful tool to be able to do. And I have a huge amount of respect for anybody, whatever their background is, to be able to serve your country like that.
But I want to ask you, you traveled the whole world in both your role, in your royal role. As you were going around the world, how did you get more focused on things that you cared about? I mean, we see a lot of pictures of you with children. You spent a year in Lesotho, yep. Right? And, you know, bring that to life for us.
I get all of my passion, inspiration, and energy from young people. And that is from the ages of 6 or 7 in the Caribbean, when you get a 6-year-old turning around to you and telling you exactly how much damage your country and the developed world is causing them, all the way to 28, 30-year-olds who, at some point in their life, have already a better understanding of duty and service than I ever did at that age, because it's all about giving back. So yeah, I think that, look, lots of people say that, oh, your job of traveling the world is wonderful. Of course, it's wonderful, but when we get sent to some countries, we don't always get to see the beautiful parts. We're always there trying to deal with some of the issues, but also doing everything we can to bring people together to make change, to make positive change. And it's an absolute joy and a privilege to meet the younger generation of change makers across the world who genuinely believe in the fact that they, as a single person and as a group and as a community and as a nation, not only can change their country, but can change the world as well. And that is what keeps me going on a day-to-day basis.
So when a 6-year-old says to you that your country is ruining theirs, what do you do or say?
Agree with them slightly. Look, we all know the issues that are out there, you know, with the climate and the environmental issues. And I don't want to say it's refreshing, but it is nice to know that kids that young have an appreciation and understanding greater than some of the people who have been on this planet for 60, 70 years. I mean, I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes. Because of the work that we end up doing, you can be surrounded by negativity sometimes. But as I said just now, the younger generation of the world has turned me into an optimist because they are the best connected, the most passionate generation that I think that we've ever had. And what we need to do is be able to create a platform so that they can be heard because they have the solutions to some of the world's biggest problems.
All right, so he was learning through that. So as the royal family probably did not mean well.
Because of the work that we end up doing, you can be surrounded by negativity sometimes.
For him, by sending him away to do all this stuff. So Harry was learning, and that's what changed him. All right, so I'm telling you, the royal family are being self-destruct because their intention was never pure. If they had pure intention, that motherland, the continent of Africa will not, the spirit of that continent will not get into him to have him change. All right? The spiritual world work in a mysterious way. I'm telling you, I never question it. Standing in the exact place he left them. Yep, the royal family, that part, they were left behind. Okay, where is that? Kensington Palace, twitching curtain. Fact, those comments are funny and good. I need to move on. Okay, some people see a friend's self-care and improvement as a personal attack. That's on them, but Harry and Meghan needs to take care of themselves. Okay, they're still standing in the exact place where he left them. Yep. What is it? When that grand entrance during the Jubilee, I don't want to put it here. I know I'm going to itch to put it. One of the squad put together, the voiceover was spot on. Yeah.
Yes, it's me. And you guys are angry about it. Oh my God, I make y'all feel that. Well, this will not take long. Well, I just wanted to pop up here and show y'all how I'm doing. I'm doing great. I'm looking great. I'm feeling great, you know. I'm over here very booked and busy while you bitches over here are still looking raggedy and not doing shit. Wow. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know I'm not going anywhere. So talk your shit, you shitholes. You can't defeat a bad bitch. You just cannot do that. I rise above that. Ew. So I just want to say, hey, and that I'm here to stay, and you're going to be mad every day. Success.
Them, especially last sentence. I know, right? Profound statement. The difference between growing up and just growing older. That's right. I argue they've taken step behind while he's run ahead and warp speed. That's right. Yeah, because they focus on negativity. If they were focusing on growing and become better, they have a blueprint. They're sticking to that blueprint because it had worked for them for centuries. Meanwhile, the world around them is evolving. I have a video on my other channel, I think, about journalism. Is a world of lie. They're on that fishbowl. They don't want to evolve. They are comfortable, so they don't want to change. But Harry saw something better. But anyway, like this person said, all of this. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Oh my God, 2, 4, at least 5 more I have. All right, there's this. They are always in their own little world. Yeah, look at that lady here peeking in. Only her could say. The back of the head is bald. Okay, the lady behind them understand. LOL. Yep. They're probably thinking, what's the next engagement they're gonna do? I'm telling you, these people, now that they got the human out of the way, now they're thinking of the next one. Okay, what is this now? Okay, it reflects British classism to the royals and their aristocratic circle. There is nothing better than access. They literally cannot understand how Harry could walk away. They got straight up angry when Meghan refused to participate. Yeah, I mean, they're comfortable, they got the money, they could go anywhere they want, but there's so much more to life than just this nonsense. All right, so I'm telling you, Henry VIII usually brings some good conversation. For some of you who are new, who probably not aware, Henry VIII, the same name here, the same way it's written here, she has a YouTube channel. I haven't listened to her in a while because I'm so busy. This is why you get videos every day. Okay, I read that. So she has a YouTube channel. Go follow her to get different perspective from different squad. All right. Indeed, Harry must be nuts. What sane person would choose to address the United Nations instead of getting drunk, shooting things, and listening to racist, sexist, and transphobic jokes with Skippy? Oh, is that him? That's the Skippy guy? And then the thing is that they have nothing better to offer. Okay, I don't know why or how, showing that the Tough are really just a bunch of bojos is supposed to make Meghan look bad. There's a video. Oh, did I share? Where did I share it? Was it on this channel, on my other channel? After Boris Johnson quit or something like that, resigned, and this guy went on a rant and on bashing Bojo. You guys should listen to it. I don't have it on a video by itself. It's within one of those tweets. And you know my videos are usually long, so you have to shuffle through it. Anybody can address the UN. It's all optics. Really? Can I go over there and just address the UN? I don't know. Tell me the blueprint if I have something to say. Show us your invite, then just ring them up and ask for it. You have to make a name for yourself. You have something to contribute. They're not going to put stupidity to stand on the podium to address the world. There's enough stupidity to go around. They're not just anybody. There have been some stupid people standing on that podium to say that stupid things. But anyway, okay, I'm old enough to remember. So now I'm going into the tweet that Henry VIII have retweeted. Okay, I read that already. Okay, I'm old enough to remember scores of articles about Queen and Charles questioning the influence of Skippy after Las Vegas trip. So he was the one. Okay, so he was the one Harry went to. Okay, look it up. He was always considered a bad influence by royal family and Daily Mail till it suit their narrative. Okay, even the media consider him a bad influence. They just changed tune when Meghan agreed with them. Interesting. Okay, is that the man, the source of the story? Okay, at least one of the sources. He has blaming Meghan for years for the fact that Harry outgrew him. Oh, really? Okay, I'm not gonna read the Sun. Okay, let's read the title though. Handpicked Prince Harry banished best friends Tom and Skip from his inner circle. Prince Harry banished his best friend Tom Skippy and Skip from his tight-knit group after he advised the royal against marrying Meghan. So he's that guy. Okay, so we know how that turned out. Okay, there's Harry there during his speech at the UN, where the royal family felt like they should be the only one who have access to that, but yet they in line with people who's trying to destroy democracy. Okay, you had me at Skippy. Sam, there's a lot of these people are insane. Toxic people scream the loudest when you cut them off. Okay, I would choose the UN over Skippy anytime. All right, Skippy needs to skip off. He should be grateful he was even invited to their wedding. Oh, was he? Okay, I don't know them. Looks like something you throw holy water on and sip some if encounter in the dark, maybe even sunlight. Oh my God, the audacity in him looking like an unsharpened pencil. The squad don't play. Can you imagine? Harry addressed the UN. Come on, there's that. Okay, Harry honored Mandela. Idle and useless is a waste of time. Do as much as you can, as long as you can. Afterward, do it at your own pace. Get it done. Skippy the bush kangaroo. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay. All right, I put here after UN. I'm trying to squeeze everything into this recording and then cut it into two. Choose family, love, Meg and Gloria today in New York City. Okay, there's the Gloria Steinem. Wow, she did her battle. Gloria Steinem did her battle. That's right, you stood. Damn, Meghan is on a hill? I didn't know that. I'm telling you, she could rock those heels. All right, there's this. Love this outfit on her. There's that. Look at that lady in the back. Okay, there's security. All right. Chosen family. What about her mom? I thought they had a great relationship. I mean, right now, she's in New York for business. Who do you think is with the kids? This is the short-minded of these people. Who do you think is watching the kids? Okay, and I'm sure there's security there with them as well while they're gone. All right, let's see what they comment here. Oh, Crips, don't act stupid. I call my best friend mother. Mom doesn't mean I was replacing my mother. Any excuse to criticize is just petty on your part. Serves no other purpose than that. Sheesh. Haven't seen Megan with one flighty friend. She seek wisdom and substance. Okay, whatever. But right now she's in New York for business. Okay, let's wait and see if she can copy this outfit. Who? Oh, we know who. Where is she going to wear it, and will she get permission from her handlers? I love Megan's entire look. Nice to see her out with friends. Love Gloria Steinem's belt. Yeah, I thought of that too. So happy that Megan was able to link up with Gloria. I hope they had a very fun and productive lunch where they were able to shoot the breeze while talking about how they are going to continue using their platform to expand women's rights, equality, etc. Megan looks beautiful. Gloria Steinem is such a huge presence that I imagine her as being taller, kind of like Duchess of Sussex, petite in person, but huge and personality. P.S. Someone please source the belt Gloria Steinem is wearing. Somewhere it was said it was Ralph Lauren. Please double check before purchasing anything. I love that she's now in place both physical and emotionally to enjoy her life and live it fully. She deserves it after all she was put through. Yeah, she looks so happy, healthy, and glowing. She's totally good vibe always. Feminist icon. Yep. Let's go to the next one. And I have two more after this one. Alright, there's this. Love the whole look, especially her clutch with the wooden frame. What a coincidence. I was looking at these wooden frames over the weekend. They are so expensive. Okay, there's that. They're talking about the same picture, just other squad who's tweeting it out, and see what other squad were saying. Stunning. It is. That was the first thing my eye was drawn to. Have you been into charity shops and see any of their bags? You may get lucky. Charity shops do sell frames to make those purses, especially the wooden frames. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. An hour and 20 something minutes, and I have so much videos to share, and there's one video that I recorded the other day. The audio is not working. I need to get the audio because it was a good informative video. Okay, at this point, people still claiming there is an invisible Netflix crew following Harry and Meghan around seem legitimately unhinged. Okay, invisible. There's a laugh. The only Netflix documentary is on the Invictus game. Yep. They've never planned to do one on their personal lives. The British media made the entire things up.
That's sort of the flawed argument and operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative.
Something crazy like 15,000 mentions of them online every day. So they are, particularly Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a really big business for the tabloids. And then we all know about negativity bias and how bad news, negative headlines tend to do better online, which is a really sort of unattractive part of the algorithms that are used. So I think all of that feeds into the coverage.
They don't report the news, they create it. And they've successfully turned fact-based news into opinion-based gossip with devastating consequences.
That's why it brings them money to talk nonsense. And this is why Harry cannot deal with them. Okay, but so what if they did choose to do one about their life? They can do as they please. Camilla, the commoner, ex-mistress, has done one. Diana and Charles did one. Even the Queen did one. So why won't the Sussexes if they choose to do? I don't know. It's the media is making a big deal out of it. We know it's nothing. I mean, Harry will have control of what they share with us, but the media is growing out of proportion. But Harry wants that fine line.
Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. You know, we are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position, and I will spend the rest of my life earning that privilege and trying to bring a spotlight onto things and causes that really, really matter to me, and hopefully matter to a lot of other people as well. Everyone has a right to their privacy, and a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing. But the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
Where there's a private line and there's a public line. So he wants to take us to the public aspect of things. The private remain private for him. But for some reason, they don't want to listen to Harry. I don't know. They're making their nonsense, and people seem to be buying the nonsense the tabloid keeps on spewing out. Okay, but that's that. If they are, at least the Sussexes are doing something meaningful to be filmed. The others, not so much. In fact, it will be great. Well, when they bring their things to be take pictures, like the brother, I spoke about it, where you work smart, or how did I call it? Working smarter versus working harder. You have Harry, who wants to help charity. All he had to do on weekends, just play polo for a couple hours and then raise money for charities. And you have the brothers who's pretending to be helping, stand on a corner for God knows how long, all right, pretending to be selling papers for charities. But whatever. Wants to fool people to get tax money for free. But anyway, this crossed my mind with the Kardashian. When you look at the mother, what's the mother name? I think it's Kris Jenner. Before she was to fame, I believe she used to work for her parents' company, some clothing store, and then later on she became a flight attendant. And I believe that's where she met the Kardashian. What's the ex-husband? The husband passed away. She met him. So I hear a lot of things on social media, or they make fun of the Kardashian, that whatever nonsense that they're spewing, they don't like them or whatever. But when you look, if you think carefully, you have a mother who worked hard throughout her life. She was a flight attendant. Once she saw how hard she worked, she made things easier for her kids. Maybe it may not be the way I would want to raise my kids, or maybe you would want to raise your kids, but when you look at it, okay, in a very fine perspective, is that her kids are millionaires. They're not depending on anyone, okay? They're not depending on anyone, but she sort of set them up in a way, in a positive way. Then again, you may not like their way of doing business, but they are working smarter, making millions, all right? So she had the brain to set her kids up to be better business people, all right? So I don't know, sometimes a lot of people on social media or in general making fun of them, okay? But they're making things. I think they do reality shows. I don't know if they still do it, because when I had cable, I used to watch it. They're making reality shows, and some of their kids are making products, I don't know, makeup lines, become millionaire, whatever. You guys could look it up. Each of those children, what they're doing. But they are millionaires. They're working smarter, and they're making millions. They're not depending on anybody. They're making things that people want to watch. People are complaining, but people are still watching them. So what can you say? I respect her for that. All right? So sometimes we should not go based on the noises that people putting them down. But when you look at it in a fine way, they're making millions. They're not depending on anybody. All right? So that could just cross my mind. That's all. Let's get back to the original recording. The others, not so much. In fact, it would be grand if they and their kids could just stop putting their faces in front of anything with a lens to highlight privileges, lifestyle, and nothing more. Okay, who are they talking about? The other, Harry's brother? William and Camilla just had TV crews following them, and they had no problem with that. If Harry and Meghan decided at some point in the future that they want to do documentaries showing their work, I will have no problem with that at all. I mean, Harry and Meghan are gonna do whatever. Let me do the last one. I need to finish up, and I think my husband is getting ready to go. It's 7:23 right now. Next tweet, and this is my last one, and I'll do. Oh shit! I have two more. Let me read this. The royal family was willing to spend millions of pounds to give access to tabloid trash in order to do the rehab Camilla. The royal family was willing to spend millions of pounds and God knows what else to protect Andrew. Meghan was on her own. Why is that? Right. I really think this shows how dated and out of touch the firm was. They had no idea how much damage could be done to their global standing with the way they mismanaged the opportunity they had with Meghan. The world moved on and that family became stale. What is it? Knowing what we know with the guy, the courtier, Young, and Charles, who wanted a weaker courtier who could do as he pleased. So maybe Charles was guiding that guy to do all this stuff and then prevent the flow of information from reaching the queen. So he was doing his own damage when you look at it as well. Okay? When you look at it, the same thing that Harry and Meghan are doing are the kind embodiment of Princess Diana. And who didn't like it? Charles did not like it. So all this, Young could have been the puppet. And remember, Charles expecting people who work for him to lie.
Prince Charles expected his butler to keep visits to Camilla a secret from the princess.
Paul just turned around to him and said, well, are you expecting me to lie for you, Your Royal Highness? And Prince Charles said, well, yes. Yes, I am. And went into this histrionics about being the King of England, the future King of England, the Prince of Wales, and you will lie, stamping his feet, and then threw this book in Paul's direction.
So Charles was the puppeteer, Young was the puppet, okay, being handled by Charles, and then not the information was okayed to not reach the queen because I'm pretty sure one of the senior royals knew of certain information. It's okay for it to not reach the queen.
Have been, as we know, is that the Mail on Sunday had the ruling against them in February, and they were then appealing it. So it was lawyers from the Mail on Sunday who would have approached Jason Naff, knowing that these emails and messages existed. That would have been the point. And unless, I mean, the most likely outcome is that Jason obviously would have then gone to William and Kate, and clearly he has cooperated. He would not have cooperated with those lawyers without their definite knowledge.
Through all of the articles that I read, this is how I'm putting it together. All right. Charles and Andrew fired the good courtier that was protecting the institution, looking out for the queen in a positive way. May not be for me or for the public, but for the institution. He was doing his thing. And that courtier was not taking any BS from Charles. So Charles and Andrew, who wanted things, and the courtier will not allow it, Charles and Andrew put heads together, fired that courtier, and decided to put someone who was weaker to handle. This is 2 articles that I've read, and put Young as the replacement. Now, knowing that security information was not properly managed to give to Harry, okay? And who cut Harry's security? And who cut his money? And who was not picking up his phone? Just put these things together, all right? So the security aspect never reached the queen. So which means whoever okayed Young, I forgot his name, the last name I think is Young, the courtier, it's okay for it not to reach the queen, which means one of the senior royal okayed. And the same thing with, the NDA with, what's this guy who was working for Egg and Meghan and who was giving information to Kanoff, that's it, Kanoff, okay, who was okay to address the newspapers. So one of the senior members of the royal family okayed Kanoff to give those information to the tabloid, okay, to back the tabloid that Meghan was fighting against. So we could put this perspective in the same way as over here. the security aspect could be in the corner of Charles. All right? Charles caught Harry's phone, then pick up his phone, mention where he was at, took his security away, and then when it's time to give him his security back, they didn't want to give it back. All right? That information never reached the Queen. Okay? So this part, you could say there's a huge possibility, in my humble opinion, through those articles that I've read, you put one and one together. This part is Charles' part. Okay? So why did I bring this? Why did I bring this? Let me read this over. Maybe my memory will serve me well. Style is a good word. As others have said, racism doesn't really do reason, and Meghan was married to a spare. The firm had no mechanism of realizing the threat she posed, and in 2016, that is just unacceptable. But the thing is that, remember, Harry had to ask permission. Who did Harry ask permission? The Queen. So there's a possibility. I'm going to give the Queen a pass on that. So the Queen did okay that marriage. But once the rest, the future and future knew of the okay, they went to work. There's a possibility in the facade, the Queen said yes, but in the back, aligned with the futures. But I doubt it, because the Queen is very smart in this. As old as she is, I think she's smart. Knowing that Harry is not really close to in line of the position to be king. You have the son, Charles, he's still living, and then you have William, he's still living, and he has 3 spares. Okay, remember the Queen gave okay for a woman to take the spot as well. There's no preferable treatment there. So the line of succession was already in place. So the Queen probably did tell Harry it's okay to marry it, didn't even care about race, because Harry was never in the position, was too far behind in line of succession to be there. So she did okay it. But the others felt like they went out of their way to inflict pain onto Harry, to make sure that didn't happen. But instead of stopping, they keep going at it. Each one of them, you have William going out to give tabloid information to what do you call this? To the tabloid about Harry's wife and all of this. And then you have the father who's working in terms of the security and all of that. And I don't know who brought the Meghan's father out of the woodwork to start, or Meghan's family in general, to talk about the woodwork, about Meghan, to try to stop the wedding.
Right. So that may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
But the Queen probably was the only one who okayed it. But the rest was not aligned to it because due to their deep racism. All right, so that's that. I don't know why I bring all of this. I read this. I don't know why I bring the security and all of that. Okay, maybe when I'm editing, I'll remember. She held a mirror to them, and they hated what they saw, but blamed her for it. Oh, I see what she's saying. Meghan showed them, the whole family, how they are, and then when they realize how bad they are, they blame Meghan for it. It makes sense. Let's read this one more. In revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the war between the Windsors biographer Tom Bower writes of a shooting weekend at St. James in 2016, soon after Meghan and Harry's relationship had been publicly revealed. Harry had invited 16 friends, mostly old school pals from Eton, with their wives or girlfriends. Bower writes, quote, like other shooting weekends, Harry was looking forward to endless banter, jokes, and a lot of drinking. Quote, he had not anticipated Meghan's reaction. Their jokes involving sexism, feminism, and transgender people ricocheted around the living room and dining rooms. Quote, without hesitation, Meghan challenged every guest. Oh, really? Wow. If this is true, wow. Without hesitation, Meghan challenged every guest whose conversation contravened her values. So that's why they didn't like her. Maybe that was a test for Meghan as well. maybe that was a test. What is it? Harry brought Meghan there to test her. But okay, let's read. I'm not going to buy the book, but I'm sure whoever bought the book will be bringing screenshot like this. Quote, according to Harry's friends, again and again, she reprimanded them about the slightest inappropriate nuance. Nobody was exempt. There it is. Okay, Harry's world will not be her world. Some of his friends later discussed their concern about Meghan's wokery. Bauer continues, quote, Meghan was a dampener on the party, they conclude. Meghan was a party pooper. But if you weren't saying stupidity, that's the thing. You're surrounded with stupid people, so you have to put the light on their stupidity. Quote, she lacked any sense of humor. Driving home after Sunday's lunch, the text pinged between the cars. OMG, what about her? Said one, Harry must be effing nuts. That's the thing. These people only stay in their bubble. They don't go outside of their bubble to experience other things. Harry has been outside of that bubble to see. Oh my God, this is funny. Okay, I would absolutely love to know what defines the slightest inappropriate nuance to these people. Okay, that they were asking what color the children will be is all you need to know. That's not easy money and power. Charles is solely besotted with Camilla and will do anything in his power for her. Andrew is the Queen's favorite son, and she'll do anything in her power to protect him. Meghan is way down the pecking order. And none with the power or the money cares. So she had to fight for herself. Oh my God, I love this picture of Louis. It's like, yeah. The firm is also anti-woman. That's another thing too. They don't like women, but they want what's between their legs. That's all they want. Okay, they really love to disrespect women. I don't think they care for women. They always blame women, and women are always the main character of their stories of BS. Women are always the bad guys. There's consequences for women, not men. That is true. If you look at what's happening with Roe versus Wade, there's that video that I did, and I read a long thread of a scholar who wrote about, I forgot the name of that person. I'll put the thumbnails of that video. It's worth watching. So this is the mentality of the UK, and then they're still forcing that mentality into the US system. And remember, the US, the political aspect of US originated from the UK. All right, so we're not that far off. All right, there's this, unable to see that one. Okay, she wasn't willing to become household plant like Kent. She wasn't willing to give up her soul to hang with the soulless. She wasn't willing to give up her purpose to play princess in a bubble. They spoke truth to power just like that house plant. Sometimes I call her coat hanger. Okay, actually, I want to stop, but this is so funny. Actually, Meghan is not on her. Meghan is not on her own. They have spent millions of pounds on all type of media trying to destroy her. That's for sure. Well, guess melanin. Okay, that's wild. Yeah, when you think about it, the machinery that they put, and can you imagine Princess Diana was dealing that on her own at her time?
What evidence did you have that their relationship was continuing even though you were married?
A woman's instinct is a very good one.
Is that all?
Well, I had knowledge of it.
From staff?
Well, from people who minded and cared about our marriage, yes.
In a practical sense, how did it become difficult?
Well, people were, when I say people, I mean friends on my husband's side were indicating that I was, again, unstable, sick, and should be put in a home of some sort in order to get better. I was almost an embarrassment.
Do you think he really thought that?
Well, there's no better way to dismantle a personality than to isolate it.
So you were isolated?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
There's social media, there's TVs, there's radios, you name it, all sort of social media platform. They're everywhere trying to bring her down. Okay, when I read Harry talking about going back to the source of trauma to find healing and closure, I partly understood why they might have decided for Meghan to go back to Shutter Island for closure and healing. The last time she was there was really hostile. Okay, racism, there's that, because the Duchess of Sussex is more powerful than our Elizabeth Windsor. I'm still thinking, Meghan, the flower, Meghan. I thought I was done, but I see 2 other tweets here. I want to finish with what I have, because once I leave that list, there's no way I'm gonna go back to it. Oh, so that's where this was. There's Dr. Shola. That was the video I was looking for, I think in video 1. Kemi Badenoch is not a Nigerian what Obama is to Kenya. She's no cause for celebration. Representation is good, but not substitute for substance on Nigeria. Okay, there's this here about her bid for PM. Oh, so I'm assuming, I know why I bring this up. It was when the photographer was calling for that security guard to move away in front of the escalator when Harry and Meghan was coming up at the UN. And then one of the questions, the paparazzi was asking, how does Harry feel that a black person is bidding for Prime Minister of the UK or something?
Come on. You really had to do that?
For a person of color to be the next Prime Minister of Britain?
You really had to do that?
For a person of color to be the next Prime Minister of Britain?
So this was the video that I was looking for, and I got the wrong one, because I push it all the way down because it's a little bit political. But let's listen to it anyway. And this is why I love Dr. Shola.
Let's get your immediate sentiments about Kemi Badenoch.
We must, in politics and in every sphere of our society, have the right representation, because for the longest time, the norm has been just having white people. So to see that the lineup of ethnic minorities, whether it was Kemi Badenoch, Rishi Sunak, Sajid Javid, Nadine Zahawi, to put themselves forward, representation, that is good. But the next crucial step has to be substance. And so when it comes to substance, the question has to be, why should I vote for you? Because I'm not going to vote in support.
That is spot on. She is spot on. When you look at Patel, for instance, I'm in the US. I don't know every little thing that's going on, but at least the thing that is being perceived outside of the UK to my periphery, Patel is very savage. But when you look at the law that they're putting, bringing, refugees outside, taking back to, is it Kenya, or I forgot what, shipping them out. Okay, she's part of the group who's making that law. Couple people are saying if that law was in existence, her family came into the UK, she'll be in that same boat. It's like the carpet was rolled down for her, and then as she passed, I'm talking about Patel, she's rolling it back after herself. The same way, coat hanger, okay, born, done, the carpet was laid bare for her, and then she's rolling it back as she passed on, then leave it for Meghan, the way Harry had left it for her to come in and respected her and protect her, to the public and all of that. But she rolled it back, this kind of thing. So that's Patel there. Now, Dr. Shola is saying, just because somebody's black, that doesn't mean I'm going to vote for it. It's good that you get that position, but what is your substance? What are you standing for? What are your values? Do your values align with me for me to vote for you? Okay, this kind of thing. So I understand her, and I've spoken about this type of things in many other ways. All right, so let's continue.
We support you simply because we share the same race, gender, sex, ethnicity. My vote is way too precious for that, because my vote is the most powerful form of democratic representation that I have. I
hope Americans are listening to her as well, because she's spot on. This is your voice. Okay?
See what Kemi stands for. That for me is everything I've been fighting against, everything I've been campaigning against. So whether it's on the issue that she has made the cornerstone of her political career and her campaign for Prime Minister, her cornerstone is based on culture war, is based on being anti-woke, is based on denying systemic racism exists in the United Kingdom, in undermining LGBT plus rights. This goes against what I believe. So I'm like, how can I possibly support?
She's spot on. She's spot on. This what happened when you pay attention. Not because somebody's colored is gonna make you should vote for them. Okay? Look at their behavior, their pattern, their history of doing certain decision when they have the platform. Okay? That will impact you. So Dr. Scholl is saying here, look, she's completely opposite of me. Just because she's black, that doesn't mean I'm going to vote for you. And this is the same thing that happened, I believe, when Obama was running for president the first time. And this is how we got Palin into the sphere. They thought Obama was going to pick Hillary Clinton as vice president. But President Obama went with Biden. And then we got this nonsense. But anyway, I think she's running for something in Alaska or something. But let's listen.
Somebody who is bringing up issues that I know I stand against. Because if this was a different politician, it was a white politician, I did the same with Boris Johnson, I would speak out against them. People.
So that's her. So she's running for the prime minister. When you look at Patel and some other, I think they look more toward Indian descent. I'm not 100% sure. Other MPs in the UK, they look more Indian descent. But some of the things that they voting for, you'd be like, what? But I understand Dr. Scholl. And this is, what is it? There was a video I came across and I was sharing with you, one of those presenters who was bashing Meghan. I think it's one of something woman who was bashing Meghan for standing up for herself. I forgot what it was about. And then later on in the comment section, I've heard people said, oh, now they turn on her and she's crying foul. The same thing they did on Meghan, and that she was punishing or talking against Meghan for Meghan standing for herself. And now they turn on her and then she's going to handle it. All right. So Dr. Scholl is right.
People are excited because, okay, it's an ethnic minority. Okay, it's a woman. Again, that's representation. But you need to be looking at substance, people. You need to be taking a look at, what they stand for, their competencies and policies. And if that does not match up with what you believe, how can you possibly support it? Kemi Badenoch right now, racists and white supremacists have found a kindred spirit in her because she denies systemic racism exists. Because
they're just using her. I don't know. I don't follow her. Okay, I've shared with you Dawn Butler. I call her the fearless girl. I compare her with that monument at Wall Street. Fearless, I was aware of some of them. There's another one who came, I don't know her name that well. So someone like Dawn Butler, who stood up at the midst of where chaos and stood there and spoke her truth and said Boris Johnson is lying. And then they forced her to apologize. She said, no, I'm not going to apologize. My truth is that he is lying. What happened at the end? Okay? So they're using her. Right now, they'll put her in a pedestal. Those Tories is almost like the Republican in the US. Okay? They will elevate you because they know the fundamental of things. They want the law. They want the privilege. If you're willing, they'll put you on the pedestal to give them what they want. Okay? Once they don't need you, they'll crush you in a second. So right now, she might think she's on top of the world. Wait until they turn on her. I don't know her. I don't know her policy. So I'm going with what Dr. Scholl is saying because she's Piers Morgan kryptonite. I know she tells the truth.
She says things like white privilege should not be taught as a contested fact. Because each time she speaks about Nigeria, if you listen to her when she speaks about Nigeria, she talks about Nigeria in very disparaging tone. Yeah. None of the other contenders speak disparagingly of India, Pakistan, or Iraq. So why does she always do this? This is what you should be thinking about.
Wow. Very interesting. Yeah, like all the other MPs. They never... Okay. What I'm getting, I don't know, but from Dr. Scholl's perspective, the others never put down their foundation, their motherland or their parents, their ancestors' land. But this person have. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Minister for Equalities, my foot. What Kemi Badenoch does well is racial gatekeeping. It's not difference of opinion when you use your power and influence to legitimize oppression and marginalization of of others, full clip. All right. So there's another 21 minutes here. Okay.
So whether she gets to the next best position in the cabinet or she becomes prime minister, I think what you will find is that Kemi Badenoch is strategically using her black identity, using herself as a voice for the culture war, a voice for the far right to drive her ambition. Ambition is not a bad thing. I mean, Nigerians, we are very ambitious, right? Yep. And when you talked about, but your ambition should not come at the cost of throwing people under the bus. And some people watching this.
She said so fluently, and it's very powerful. This is why I love her. I'm so happy the squad have introduced me to her to social media.
Not come at the cost of throwing people under the bus. And some people watching this right now will go, oh, you just don't like her because she has a difference of opinion. No. This is not about a difference of opinion. I think James Baldwin, the American author, put it best. He said, we can disagree and still love each other, except where your disagreement denies my humanity and basically is promoting my oppression. That is no longer a difference of opinion. What Kemi Badenoch does is racial gatekeeping. What she's doing is racial gatekeeping. And that I would not stand for. The same energy I used to fight and campaign against racists is what I'm going to use to campaign against what she stands for.
All right, Dr. Shallow, I'm reaching desperately for some positives here. I mean, of course, we were having a conversation in studio.
I'm reaching for some positive, but that's her truth. That's her truth. She cannot deny her truth.
Before you came on, let's get a fair assessment from you on her role as former Equalities Minister. For people on the outside, is there anything you could say she did right or well in that capacity?
Are you kidding me? Listen, Kemi was a former Minister of Equalities. Do you know what I call her? I call her the Minister of No Equalities. In her role, she, as I said, she denies systemic racism exists. She undermined LGBT plus rights. And she's meant to be the Minister of Equality. She did not do anything positive as Minister for Equalities. That's the point.
That's somebody who's paying attention. Just because she's black, that doesn't mean she's gonna support her.
There's a wide range of issues that pertains to her. She supports the Rwanda policy to take people who are vulnerable and to drive them off to Rwanda, to treat them so inhumanely.
Wow. She is so powerful. She is so powerful. That's one voice in the UK for sure. Piers Morgan, Kryptonite. On fire as always. So also on point as always. Thanks for being that voice for the voiceless. Yep. She even spoke.
So whether she gets to the next
what is it? LGBT. You are a keen observer and analyst, and the ability to spot the crucial detail of what the majority tend to miss. Thank you for your perceptiveness. I 100% agree with you. Okay, looking at Femi Badenoch voting record, can't believe she was Equalities Minister. She will be welcome in the far right of any party. They want to use her. Once they're done with her, they use all her strength, they'll throw her under the bus. Okay, I cannot read that. Well said, as ever. Thank you for your time and energy on this. Thank you for calling this out so eloquently and firmly. I'm thinking of Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan never give her that chance, but she knows how to deal with those idiots. Okay, a harsh but fair assessment of Kemi Badenoch. Okay, this look awful like an obsession, Shola, rent-free, etc. Whatever. Unsurprising, though ironic that Britain first had endorsed her. I marked her card some time ago, and this is the only affirmation of that. A danger to all black people. She will set us back years. The discontent will be such. I fear large-scale public disorder will ensure. Look at that Petit Patel. The small little glimpse I was aware of. My goodness. All right. There's more comment, but let's see here. What else do I have here? Okay, I need to stop because I'm almost 2 hours here. Let me pick a prayer under this. Okay, the prayer that I did is prayer for good health. Okay, Almighty God, you are the only source of health and healing. In you, there is calm and the only true peace in the universe. Grant to each one of us, your children, an awareness of your presence and give us perfect confidence in you. And all pain and weariness and anxiety, teach us to yield ourselves to your never-failing care. knowing that your love and power surround us, trusting in your wisdom and providence to give us health and strength and peace when your time is best. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, amen. It's literally 7:52. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to help support this channel, there's a, oh wow, so 25 people. Take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to help support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate, or you could become a member, or just watch the commercial. Become a member is will be very helpful. So this is one of the videos I make reference to, and regarding the security, and that's what's up. And I need to get to work on the UN thing so I could put it out for you guys. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching.